This is the Pete and Sebastian Show with Pete Correale and Sebastian Maniscalco.
Biscuit! It's Jamie from Boston. Biscuit, thank God you are so alert, kid. I've heard all the way out here in Boston about the crime epidemic in those LA gated communities. That photo in front of the wall gang is vicious. You're lucky to be alive. And as Correale, I am sure, is about to say, we're back, baby!
We are back, baby! DJ Lou, is that what you were playing on your way back across the pond? Welcome back, Sebastian. I missed you. Pete and Sebastian Show. Let's do this.
Let's do it, man. You're hyped, man. You're hyped.
It's been a long time. I know. I'm going to pull it back. Pull it back.
No. I appreciate the enthusiasm and the excitement going in after a 2-week hiatus from the Pete and Sebastian Show. If you're just joining us and you're a new listener, my name is Sebastian Maniscalco. We have Pete Correale on the other end in Fredonia. I'm in L.A., Lou's in the New York City. And what we do here each week, we get together, talk about our personal, professional lives. Not a guest-driven show. It's just two comedians on opposite ends of the country sharing an hour with you wherever you're at, in your car, in your house or gym. So, that being said, I just got to start right off the bat. Might be a little bit too much information, but I have a bit of a stomach issue. It's due to the fact that I wanted to ask the group here. It's from eating artichokes. You ever eat artichokes?
Not enough. So you're not feeling good? You're feeling nauseous because you ate artichokes?
No. I went to the farmer's market, and I've done this 2 weeks in a row. Right. I bought jumbo artichokes.
All right.
I love an artichoke, and I haven't had it in a while. So what I've been doing is getting a big pot out, slicing some lemon in there, boil the artichoke, take out the artichoke, eat the leaves with have a dipping sauce of a little white balsamic oil and garlic salt. Eat the leaves, and then at the end you get the artichoke heart, which is filled with that little hairy beard that you got to cut out. So I cut the beard out, and I eat the artichoke. Now, these artichokes are so damn big. Lana and I had it for dinner last night, and we had 2 apiece. I mean, these things are big.
Wait, listen, I like an artichoke on a pizza. Mm-hmm. I like it out of fresh water, not in the oil. But you're eating artichokes big enough that you're banging out 2 artichokes for dinner? That's it? That's the main dish?
Yeah, it was an entree.
What's the side with an artichoke?
There is no side. That's how big the damn thing is. Basically, the side is the leaves, and the heart is the meal.
Wow.
I mean, this heart, you got to cut it with a knife. This ain't you pop it in your mouth in one shot. You gotta quarter this damn thing.
Is it stuffed? You stuffing it with something?
No stuff. Very simple. But that being said, and again, maybe too much information, but we ate so much artichoke, and to be honest, we had so much gas, we called it a fartichoke, bro. It's been awful today. I don't want to get too graphic, and I'm not into bathroom humor, but it ain't good over here.
You're just being honest how it is. Now,
I'm being honest, man.
I just, I'm not going to lie to you, too, if we're going that route. I was upstairs earlier today, and I let one out, and Jackie turned the corner, and I said, I apologize. I came up here to do this because I thought you were downstairs. So, are you guys doing do you try to keep it semi-polite? Like, if you're 5 feet away from another room, do you go into the other room to bang it out, or you just, whatever, I've been married a long time?
Good question. Typically, when I get these bouts of flatulence, I tend to get it, and it hits me pretty fast. Basically, I'd have to be living in the other room. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you. Do you make the announcement like, I'll say, don't worry, It's not. It's just air. It's not gassy.
Yeah,
Like I mean, smelly.
Yeah, often I say, yeah, don't worry about it. It's not going to smell. And then, sure enough, it hits Lana and she's off the bed, right?
Yeah, I tell you, man, I smell another man's fart in that moment. If that man died of a heart attack, wouldn't care. Would not care. It's so gross and disgusting. I can't stand it, man.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Somebody did it on a plane the other day, man. I swear to God, I'm eyeballing everyone like if I knew who did this shit, man. What I would do to you, they'd make us land at the next airport.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It's fun to kind of try and find out who's ripping them on the plane. You know, like you look at people and some people just, can't you just pinpoint it just by the look?
Yeah, it's the guy who's got his head down, like pretending he's someone concentrated on something that he don't even smell it. You know, when I do it, when I'm guilty of doing it, I'm waving the head around, giving them the F this, F who did that look. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, all right, I hear you. Well, we're warming up. We're warming up.
We're warming up. That's
right.
All right. Yeah, I guess. I had to get that off my chest. Number one. Number two. God, I don't even know where to start. I want to rewind a little bit. Had the party at Jeremy Renner's house, right?
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about this. Even if there's nothing to it, I still can't wait to hear.
A little nervous going in. I didn't have my my right hand with me. Lana wasn't there. It was a cast party, so I went in solo, right?
Can I ask questions?
You could ask questions at any moment in the story.
Okay, do you go to a guy like Jeremy Renner's? Do you bring a gift, or do you just go in,
Of course I bring a gift. That was very well thought out. I brought a bottle of tequila, Don Julio, 1942. It's a nice bottle of tequila. I don't know if you've ever had it.
I am. It's what I was going to get you for Christmas till I saw the price. I'm very I swear to God.
By the way, speaking of Christmas gifts, we haven't heard about the Rob gift.
Well, all right, just to do a side note, I got a note that says my final Rob Weiss is coming today, so tomorrow. It's non-booze. I've learned that through all my many Rob Weiss's gifts, because when it's a booze month, they say I got to sign for it. So then Jackie and I are like, booze month! So I remember doing a Rob Weiss update. I felt like the audience was a little lulled with my going through everything. So what I want to do at the end, after my last one, which I'm saddened to say is coming tomorrow, I'm going to do an overall, the highlights of it all, how it changed my life, how you should do it another 6 months for me, that kind of stuff.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that the Rob, what's it called? Rob Weiss is still a part of the show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Going back to the party, I get there and I walk in. Well, it's one of these things where it's like the door was all windows, so you could see people in the party. And I wanted to bring this up to you. If you're invited to a party at a home, do you ring the doorbell or do you just walk in?
I always ring the doorbell, but it's so funny you say that, because this New Year's I rang the doorbell, nobody's answering, and I just see them on the other side of the window dancing and laughing, so I'm like, I guess you just go in, right? Because the host isn't going to hear you, and they're not going to stand there all day. So that's what I would do, but like, two things first. Was there a gate that you had to press a button and the gate's open, or is it just
gates open?
Gates open, all right.
Gates open.
Is the tequila are you holding it just by the neck like a man?
By the neck, no box.
I love it.
No card, nothing. Just the bottle of tequila.
Says it all. Loving it. Now, do you knock on the door or not?
So I see, it was always one of these things where a party starts at 8. I'm the type of guy, I get there at 8. I don't come at 8:30 or 9 o'clock, because I feel like the time I do that, they're going to have the party said 8, and then we served the hors d'oeuvres already. I feel like I'm going to miss something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, interesting. I always saw you for a half hour after the party time start.
Maybe if I'm with my wife, it would be a little bit later, but I figured it's like a kind of a work function. Let me be punctual. And I'm glad I was because there was already people there. I'd say there's about 10 people there, right?
Wow, cool.
Walk in. I was going to ring the doorbell, but it was glass, so I could see people there. So it'd be kind of weird to just like ring the doorbell and wait behind glass while everybody could see you. You know what I'm saying?
Tough call, man. I mean, for all you know, when you left, Ren is going, you see him just walk in? What the fuck was that? I know, we all knocked. I mean, holy shit. How big was his part? Oh, you'll see the movie. Not big enough that he shouldn't fucking knock.
Who the hell is this guy?
Oh, buddy.
So I walk in, and you ever walk into a party and you're scanning real quick, kind of, especially in L.A., when you walk into a party, it's like the scene out of Swingers where everybody turns and looks to see who it is.
Yeah.
And then they go back to what they're doing. So I do a quick scan. It's like the movie Predator, just looking at people, right?
Yeah.
Sizing them up. I'm looking for Renner. I don't see him. Okay? So I walk in, and I got the booze in the left hand. I got the right hand available for a handshake. I see a couple people, some cast members from the movie. I say hello to them. See the producer, his wife was there. And I turn to my left, and there is a bar in the middle of the house. Real cool house. It's got a bar that's like got 4 sides to it. And there's a bartender, right?
Yeah.
And I look, and the party is hosted by Casa Amigos, another tequila company. Could you believe it?
Oh, man, that's cool, though.
Cool. I brought. It's like Green Bay Packers going into. It's like wearing a Green Bay Packers jersey at a Chicago Bears party. You know what I'm saying?
what do you mean it's hosted by them? It's like, is Renner love this tequila so much? Like that, is he a sponsor for it or something? Is that what you're saying?
No, they're in the movie. They got like product placement in the movie.
Oh, so maybe you should have known that? Or I don't think
no,
so.
I did it 2 days on the movie. I mean, how the hell do I know that Casa Amigos was in the movie? It wasn't in my scene.
You didn't even know Renner had 2 broken arms. How the hell would you know what kind of tequila they're drinking?
Oh, man.
No, man. So, bro, whatever. This is a classy mistake. I think you're overmade. I mean, I'm a little more awkward at the walking through the door without knocking than I am about having the wrong tequila at the party.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about walking into the party. Now I'm sitting there with the competitor's tequila in my left hand. And they're hosting the party. I mean, like, they're sponsoring the party. So what happens is, they bring all their tequilas, and they're making, like, specialty margaritas with their tequilas. It's all tequila.
Right.
That's the whole party. And normally what you do is you go to the party, and, I've run in this before with, we had with the John Legend thing, which is the opposite, that I brought the same vodka that sponsors him, so who the hell was going to know that I brought the vodka because he's sponsored by Belvedere or whoever the hell he's got to deal with?
This
is the opposite.
All right.
So I'm like, oh my God. So I go to I make eye contact with the bartender because she looks at me and she sees that I got the tequila, and I said, I guess I brought the wrong tequila, huh? She goes, yep, I guess you did. So I'm like, all right, that's it. I gotta get rid of this tequila. Now, I ain't seeing Renner. All right? So my question to you is, how long do you walk around with tequila at a party without dumping it somewhere? Like I didn't know where he was. It's like one of these parties where like the host comes down like later. You ever been in a house like this? Like normally the parties I go to, the host, either answers the door, greets you. This is like when you're a movie star like this, you come down when like you're good and ready, man. This ain't like you got to be ready at 8. Wow. He comes down like later, right? So I'm sitting there going, okay, when's he gonna come down? Because this is a nice tequila. I would, and I guarantee you nobody brought anything to the party, right? I guarantee it. Or maybe they did, but it's just L.A. and I know L.A. people, they don't bring shit. So I'm walking around and I'm like, holy shit. And you ever go to a party where you kind of like you're alone and you've kind of talked to the people or just met the people that you met on set once or met once, so you don't really have an abundance of stuff to talk about? Because I noticed it was kind of cliquey. Like, people knew each other. They worked on a movie for 33 days, and they all, like, had that bond. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I float. This is I'm notorious for this. I start making friends with the staff. Because he had like a Mexican restaurant do the food. So they were doing tacos and nachos or whatever. And they had chips and salsa out. So I went to the taco guy. And like I stayed longer than I normally would at the taco station, like kind of talking to him, just so I had something to do. You ever do that? You ever extend the talk because you got nobody else to talk to? And maybe you're better at this than I am, but I'm like, even the taco guy's looking at me like, all right, guy, move on. Like, you got your taco. What the hell else do you want to know about it?
Or else they believe you and they start to latch on. And in your head, you're like, poor fella. Once someone comes over here, I'm going to shut this story down so quick.
Do you have a hobby?
I have a plethora of piñatas.
I'm good.
Oh, this is so funny. So now, like, do you feel that when you're there, listen, staff is great people. I'm the same way when I do a gig. I love chatting with them and stuff. But do you feel like the purpose is to be mingling with the people that were part of the film? Or are you just kind of, who are you waiting for?
Yeah, I mean, it was just one of those things where there was like a small amount of people there, 10 people. They all kind of knew each other.
Oh.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, nice to see you again. But, it was one of those things where they were already talking and they kind of go back to what they were talking about. Then I kind of sit on the perimeter and, hope it comes back to me. So I tap out. I go to the taco guy. And I get one taco. I'm starving, right? But I figure if I get one taco, I got an excuse to go back for a second later on if nobody's talking, right? I just wanted to leave that open for me, that I had more taco trips in my holster.
I love it. Good thinking, man.
Yeah. So I get the taco. I'm eating the taco. And then I still got the tequila with me. So I had to put the plate down, and I had the tequila, and a housekeeper came up to me, and she's like, may I take the tequila? And I didn't want to say no. We're going to walk around with the tequila all night. It could be another half an hour till I see Renner, right?
Yeah, I can't believe you still got the tequila in your hand. Why didn't you just put it behind any goddamn thing at this point?
Well, I mean, I didn't know where to put. Where am I going to put it?
You put it in the kitchen, and then when you see Ren, I go, bro, I thought you'd never come down. I'm embarrassing the shit out of myself walking around down here with the wrong brand. That way,
you know what? That's in retrospect, I should have probably, in hindsight, have done that. But it was one of those things where once he comes down, it's like he's in it. It's like I feel like you only get a little bit of time with him, and then he's moving on to other things. That's what in my head I'm like, I got one shot with this guy, and that's like, hey, how you doing? I don't know where the party's going. Well, so it's either you hit him when he's there and you see him. I wasn't gonna go to the kitchen. It's like one of those things, like somebody's house. You know what I'm saying? Like. Yeah, we were all outside, and then no one was in the kitchen. When am I going to go in the kitchen? I got this thing in my head where if I go to the kitchen, people are going, what the fuck? He just walked in. Now he's in the kitchen? What the fuck is this guy doing?
Well, I got it. Is he closing on the place? So, by the way, I want to do a backtrack. I am not happy with the bartender's reaction to you having the wrong tequila. She should have gave a nice smile. How would you have known? Don't worry about it, hon. You want me to put it behind the bar until Jeremy comes down?
Yes.
Yeah, you did. Oh, here we go. What are you going to be? What are you going to play the Hawk's love interest in the next Marvel movie? Just put the tequila behind the shelf, honey. Holy shit.
Oh God, yeah. I was hoping that someone would have gave me an out on the tequila.
A lifeline.
A lifeline, man. So the tequila's snatched out of my hands. It's taken God knows where. Now I'm like, that's it. You know, no recognition that I brought it. There's no card, no nothing. It's gone. Okay? So now I'm eating the taco. Renner comes down.
You mid taco when Renner comes down the stairs?
No,
That's cocky, guy.
I finished the taco, and now I'm up by the chips and salsa. Basically, what happened was the chips and salsa was my date for the evening.
Oh, wow.
I figured I go talk, and if I'm like kind of like I don't have anybody to talk to, I go back to the chips and salsa. Eat the little chips and salsa, scan the party, and then go back into groups, right?
Oh, man. This is why back, I don't know, a bunch of episodes ago, you were thinking about starting to smoke cigarettes. You should rethink that guy.
I know, bro.
Step out for the smoke. They're like, this guy's so cool. And instead, they're like, look at them. He's just lonely in the corner eating chips and shit.
Oh, God.
Well, I don't get this. This is not the, you know, listen, you're not going to say this, so I'll say it for you. You're also a big, huge star. So, like, I'm even...
I don't know anybody. I'm a star or not, or whatever you're doing.
All right.
When you don't know anybody at a party, or you know people that very, very, for a short amount of time, you know, it's like anything else. You know, it's, you know, I started talking to the Casa Amigos girl, who's the one who sponsored the party. And, you know, just shooting the shit, kind of small talk. Renner comes down, and I said, thanks for opening up your home for the party, and shook his hand, a little hug, and boom, he's kind of off into the party.
Well, what does he say to you? Hey, Sebastian, good seeing you.
He was like, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. And then boom, it was like, you know, kind of like exchange pleasantries. It wasn't like we sit up and spoke about, you know, hey, what are you doing now, or what's going on. It was none of that. It was like, hey, what's going on? And boom, we're
not even long enough to tell him that the tequila dilemma.
No,
all right,
none of that. So there's a pool table, right? And here's my question: there's a pool table at a house at a party. Can you just start playing pool? Or does the owner have to play pool to kind of open that up? And secondly, there's a piano there.
Yeah.
Can you sit down at a party of somebody else's home and just start playing the piano?
You and I can't. But somebody who knows how to might.
Yeah, well, regardless, if you know how to, let's say you had a piano at your house. Yeah. You have a party, and you look over and somebody's playing your piano. Do you go, look at this shit?
I don't know.
That fucking guy just playing the piano.
Well, it's good to see he took the time to put the chips and dip down. Who knew it was only going to be to go play my piano? Hey, Jeremy, keep an eye on him. He's going to be laying in your bed in a half hour. But yeah, right? Why else do you got the goddamn thing out? Let's start jamming on this shit, right?
Okay, here's my second little dilemma. The piano, right? This ain't just a piano. This is a piano with like a lot of photos on it. It's got a microphone that comes like, you know, like Billy Joel would have, like a microphone on a stand, just in case you want to sing, with like an amp on the side of the tape. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. It looks like he plays, right? So
it looks like a setup. It doesn't look like, oh, we just bought a piano and nobody plays it. It's like this guy could be playing it at 4 a.m. in the morning with a scotch and a cigarette, you know? It could be his deal. So can you do that? Can you play a guitar if it's sitting there, a piano at a party where you just like pick it up, or do you have to like ask? How does that work? Because nobody was playing the piano.
Bro, I'm just taking all this in. I'm backtracking now on the amp and the microphone, the pretense to think 10 people in the living room can't hear you without the mic. This is unbelievable. Eddie Vedder doesn't even mic up in his living room. I mean, this rendition, we got to mic me up. I mean, they got to hear my rendition of Rocket Man. I mean, come on. This is okay. Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, if he did sit down, the place was pretty vast. And, you know, if a circle started to form around the piano, I got to tell you, the amp was a nice touch because the people in the back might not be able to hear. You know?
Well, all right. I thought you said there was 10 people there. It sounds like a game of Pictionary's going to break out, and now Brennan is going to do a concert?
No, they're filtering in. When I got there, there was 10, but then they start to filter, right? By the end of it, there's about 40 people at this party.
All right, now after Renna said his initial hellos to you, if you had someone told you, in all honesty, like somehow if you knew you were not going to be speaking to him the rest of the evening, because I don't know how the rest of the story goes, would you have still stuck around? Because it sounds like you're just looking for stuff to do until Renner comes back over to this side of the cage, you know?
Well, listen, John Hamm was there, who I had met the first day of shooting. Ed Helms was there.
Oh, so dude, he's hilarious, and John Hamm was great in that Ben Affleck bank robber movie. All right.
Yeah.
Are we hanging with these boys?
Well, let me get that. Let me get there. Let me get there. They're starting to come in. They're starting to come in. But in the beginning, it was one of those things where I was like looking at the piano and I'm thinking to myself, it was one of those things where I'm like, oh fuck, I should listen to my mother when she told me to stick with piano because there's going to be a time that you want to play the piano. And now you're not going to know, like I started going deep back to childhood, why I didn't take the piano, because this was a great icebreaker. I sit down and they're like, he plays the piano, one of those moves.
Yeah.
Anyway, I go back.
Right?
Yeah.
That could have been a bad call.
Totally. I went right back to the chips and salsa, right?
All right.
So people are playing pool, starts getting loose. Now, the movie Tag was based on guys that still play the game Tag, and then they're in their 50s. They've been playing it since they were kids. So they were invited to the party as well. So I was chatting them up, and now the party starts full swing. They were really nice guys. They were from all over the country, from Seattle, and Washington, Florida, and they all came together for this movie. They hadn't been together in like 30 years, all of them in one room, so it was very sentimental for them. I was chatting it up with Helms, really nice guys. We're talking about just the business and where they live and what the schooling and all that shit. So all in all, it was a good party. So towards the end of the party, I was talking to Ed, and I just started to look around. I'm like, wow, this thing cleared out quick. Renner ain't even there, right? So I'm like, hey, I gotta get out of here. I gotta call an Uber or something. Now, my phone had no reception at all. So I figure, let me say goodbye. There was like 3 or 4 people left. I said my goodbyes. I walked down to the mouth of the driveway, and I still got no reception.
Oh.
So I walked down the street. Now I'm in the mountains, right? The hills. I walked down the street. I turned the phone off. I turned it back on. Sometimes it reboots, and now all of a sudden, still nothing. I'm dead. So I get nervous. I go, holy shit. I start running back up to the house, right? Because I figured if they're going to close this gate, forget it. I'm walking home.
Holy shit. want to do this, man. I hear you. I'm with you. I feel for you. Holy embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing. So I get through the gate. The gate's still open. I go in the house. Now I'm thinking, I hope the door's still open and people are still here because I got nothing. And I walk back in the house.
Oh, man. Again with the fucking entering without knocking.
The director's there talking to his buddy. And I go, hey, man. Now, here's another thing. Can you ask for somebody's Wi-Fi code? Or is that like private? What's your take on that?
It's either that or a ride, bro. That's where you're at this point. You're asking for one or the other. So it's either can you drive me down the mountain or give me your Wi-Fi code. Holy shit. And I mean, Wi-Fi code, that seems awfully personal, guy. I don't even know much about technology, but I'd rather show you a photo of my wife naked than give you my Wi-Fi code. Ooh, it just sounds sleazy.
Oh, God.
Why don't you just ask for a hard line to call a cab, you know?
Hey, I don't know, man. I just call a cab. I wanted to do Uber. I'm calling a cab. I didn't even know where I was to tell the cab to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I took an Uber there.
What is Rema? The Rema's people blindfold you like the Batcave a quarter mile out.
Put the blindfold on for the next mile and a half. What?
Hey, if Renna don't end up playing piano tonight, don't worry, I ain't coming back. Teasing us with the mic. Come on, play a tune, Renna. Oh man! So here we go. So now you're in front of the director. What do you ask him?
I go, hey man, my phone's dead. Do you by chance have the Wi-Fi code here? And he had it, and he gave it to me. And cool. Thank God I called the Uber to come pick me up. Right? Okay. So that's the party. So the next day's the premiere. So I go to the red carpet. I do that whole deal, this and that and the other thing. And
cool.
Take the photos. And I go inside, watch the movie, and then I'm going to speed this story up because it kind of, there's a button to it. We go to the after party. Really nice after party, drinks and food, and Lana's with me, and she's like, "Come on, let's go mingle." Like Lana, she's. I go, babe, let's do it organically, But Lana's like, "Come on, let's go. I want to meet John Hamm or whatever." So
organically, the only way organically it happens if she says to you, "Come on, let's go mingle." Otherwise, you just sit there with chips again.
Oh God!
As organic as it gets, man.
Yeah. So then the director was having a party at a club in Hollywood that we stopped by. And we saw, the cast was there and what have you, but they determined that they wanted to go back to Renner's house. So one of the girls in the cast told me, "Let's go back to Renner's house. He's going to have people over." Now, again, here's another one. I got to interrupt the story. Do you go to somebody's house when the person don't even invite you? Like you hear it from another person?
No. No, man.
So this was the dilemma, Lana. Like, do we go? I mean, so I even asked the girl, I go, "Are we invited?" She goes, "Yeah, go. I'll meet you there."
Pitch. That's a high pitch, yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you were really invited, you'd be like, "Yeah, of course. What are you talking about?" "Yeah, no." Champagne glasses are fucking shattering. Yeah. So when you say we invited, are you saying, did Jeremy Renner say to you, if you see Sebastian and his wife Lana,
that's what I'm looking for.
Come up the mountain.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Right.
I'm not looking for like a half-ass, "Yeah, go. If you get in, you get it, If
you're there before us, keys under the mat.
So we get in the car, and we're right by our house. So I go to Lana, I go, "Do you want to go?" She's like, I don't know. Should we? I go, fuck it. Let's just go for the story. A lot of times we do stuff just for the story.
I had a garage sale for that, bro.
So we go. Now I'm nervous. I'm like, shit, babe. If we get there before Renner, and we're sitting in the thing, can you imagine him pulling up and we're in the driveway with an Uber?
Nah, well, at least you can watch stuff on your internet because you got his fucking password or whatever. Till he gets here, babe. Want to watch Netflix on my phone?
We pull into the driveway. It's one of these curved driveways where you have to kind of go up a little hill. So we go up, no one's in the driveway. I go, oh, fuck, babe.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, babe. What are we doing? She goes, oh, my God. I go, what do we wait? Do we back out?
Dude, whatever you
So
say.
I was gonna tell the guy back out, but then lights are coming up the driveway. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my
He can't even get into his own garage because you're in an Uber on his driveway waiting for him. This is embarrassing.
So we start to get out of the car, and when we started to get out of the car, we saw the light. So I tell my wife, I go, Lana, get back in the car. Get back in the car. I mean, it's one thing to be a non-invite, but it's another thing to be a non-invite, but then getting out of the car like you live there.
First one there, man. Yeah.
First one there. I mean, that's all I needed for him to see me and go, this is the guy that came in. No knock. And he's back? So we get out because we see in the car that it's the girl that invited us and their group. So we walk in with them, and there's already people there. So it was a party, and it was just people coming in, really relaxed, whatnot. You just kind of help yourself to the booze. There's whatever booze there. I saw somebody pouring my 42. I'm like, that's mine. And
oh, that's hilarious.
So Renner was there. He came by, gave me a little tap on the chest, right? And then kind of walked. And I turned to Lana. I go, that could mean two things. That could mean hello or your time's up. Get the hell out. So we stayed at the party a little bit. We mingled, and then we took off. All in all, front to back, it was a really, really cool experience. But it brought up a lot of these little dilemmas. Like, what do you do here? What do you do there? Wi-Fi. Do you go to a party you're not invited to? Do you what do you do with the tequila? I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on. I mean, maybe a lot of people don't think about this stuff, but I'm in my head, man. I'm just trying to process stuff.
Yeah. Well, and so did you talk to him again, or was that the extent of the second hang at his house, a chest tap?
The chest tap was it. It was a chest tap, and that was the extent of it.
Listen, I am a little uncomfortable with just a chest tap. I mean, Lou, don't you think a little more thanks for coming, good to see you again?
I think it's an unspoken thing, like, hey, we don't have to go through all this small talk. You know I like you, and welcome to my place.
Yeah,
well, let's have a conversation if we're having a party.
I did forget to mention this. I introduced him to Lana on the way out, and He was very pleasant with her.
Awesome.
And so it was.
No, I'm sure it was great. Now, a quick question: with a guy like Ed Helms, like if I met him, even if I did a film with him or something, it's not like I ran into him in a deli, right? If we're colleagues doing something, I feel I cannot not say to that guy how hard he makes me laugh in The Hangover, and then this one, what the hell was it called, where he's going to like Cedar Rapids or something? Did you see that movie, Lou? The guy kills me, man. So like, can you say, bro, you were so funny, and I know everyone says it, but I gotta tell you, or is he gonna be like, this is his first rodeo?
Wait, were you the guy by the chips and salsa? Yeah, that was me.
I mean, in any other profession, you can tell someone they did something great. Hey, you designed that bridge? It's great. You're not going to go, what the heck? He liked my bridge.
Please welcome Jeremy Renner. Some folks like to get away, take a holiday from the neighborhood. Hop a flight to Miami Beach or to Hollywood. I'm taking a Greyhound on the Hudson River line.
That shit's hot, man.
I'm in a New York state of mind.
You sing out my line. I just say, let's end it. Breakdown. I'm in a New York
state of mind.
Pete Correale and Sebastian Maniscalco, The Pete and Sebastian Show.
All right, last week we had a little bit of a dry spell. I'm loving my lawn now that I didn't have to go back to Kevin Can Wait. I'm like on top of my lawn, so it needed water for the first time from not enough rain. I set up my sprinkler, and I got one of those where it goes, you know, click, 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 you know, like that. Mm-hmm. So I got a sidewalk there, and there's a certain area where, whatever, bro, I can't get the water just right where it runs the line of the edge of the grass. So it's going onto the sidewalk. Mm-hmm. But there is at least a 30-second window when it goes click, click, back. You got 30 seconds to get through. Point is, I'm out on my porch, and I see a lady walking a little dog coming down towards my sprinkler, and I see her look over in my direction for a second, and I'm like, whoa, this lady gonna have a problem because my sprinkler's hitting the sidewalk? Oh, no. By the way, we're talking high 70s, full sun, not a cloud in the sky. She gets up to where the water is the wet mark is from the thing, and she stands there and looks over at me. Like, what do you think I'm going to go turn? So I literally half mumble, I go, time it, lady, I don't know what to tell you. And I walk into my backyard, and I see her just, like, make a face and then walk around, down across the street and, like, mumbling something. Bro, my question to you, as a homeowner, is my sprinkler allowed to hit the sidewalk and get you wet if you walk past? You're thinking about this? I can't even believe you're thinking about this.
You know what? Because I've often run around, you know, when I run around the block or the neighborhood, and there's sometimes sprinklers that are hitting the sidewalk.
Yeah, you should be thankful for the water in the spacesuit you're running in. You're going to need it any moment. So,
not that I'm bothered by it, but
sounds like it.
Well, you know, I think it should. I think the sidewalk is actually a public area, and that should be clear of any obstruction.
All right. So what if this? So what if while I was getting that part with my sprinkler, I stayed out on my porch the whole time and lipped to anybody walking by? Sorry, I'm sorry, I apologize. Like at least, like, you want me to acknowledge that I'm obstructing your sidewalk? Bro, I can't even have this bouncy conversation, and I started it.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, not that I would look at the homeowner and go, "Can you believe it?" But I'm just saying. I mean, listen,
I see that now.
If there's time to walk by without getting wet, I could see it. But I always did it when I had the sprinkler out. When my dad asked me to put the sprinkler out, I would do it. I'd pop that thing in a corner, and back then you used to have like a click where you stopped it, and then it shot back, right?
Right.
Okay, so if that thing was shooting back too far and it was hitting the sidewalk, I would adjust the sprinkler, whatever, to the right, so when it did kind of fly back, those two drops high would just hit the lawn perfect and not go on the sidewalk. I made it man.
Wow. Well, hold. You're telling me though. I didn't think of this move. You're putting your sprinkler all the way in the corner, almost shooting it back at your house. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, whatever corner it could be the back, it could be the front. It's always in the corner. It's never like in the middle of the lawn.
Yeah.
I always used to put mine in corner, so it would just spray the whole thing, and then when it kicked back, it would just kind of graze the sidewalk where it met the grass. Oh, I would just because my father would go, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Watering the sidewalk?"
Yeah, nah. No, that's a great. I respect that move, but my deal, because mine does that. But the problem was, if I stopped it so it wouldn't hit the sidewalk, then it would go too far over and it was hitting my porch. So I'm like, let me just get the sidewalk wet. But wow, there is actually an argument about this.
Yeah, no, there is. I mean, and not so much the woman. It's just getting all the water you possibly can on that lawn.
But I gotta be honest, bro. I've actually, if I'm in a bad mood and I've walked my neighborhood and I've gotten hit with a sprinkler, and a part of me is like, what the fuck, dude? So I do see that side. It's like, I shouldn't get hit. So man, but still, dude, come on, it's water.
Get off my lawn.
Switching subjects here. And Lou, we got to hear about Amsterdam. I mean, did a Dutch woman rub the small of your back or what, bro?
A gentleman never tells.
Oh, well. All right.
All right, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you.
Great show we got going, Lou. Thanks. So, last week I was coming home from doing some shows with Regan, and I had 3 flights to get home, connecting flights. Ridiculous, from the West Coast.
I saw that on Twitter. I saw the beginning of it on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting very prolific on social media, man.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, the second flight, I had to full out in Salt Lake City Airport. I had to run. If you were on a treadmill, I was doing 6.5 on the treadmill. That speed. Wow. All right? I had to run. And first of all, my first question to you is, if you have to run to make a flight, will you run, or no matter what, your days of running in an airport are over?
Oh, no. Lana and I, we ran when we were in, we had to make a connecting flight in Paris to get back to Chicago for my father's birthday. And we sprinted a good 6 minutes. I mean, it was a nonstop run.
Isn't that so funny, man? I don't even care. If my wife's behind me, I just keep going. And if she's like, you didn't wait up, I'm like, that's because I'll get there and then I'll tell them you're coming.
Yeah. Someone's got to get there first, yeah.
So I get on the plane and I made it. I'm dying, like you're just sweating. And I sit down and I start coughing, right? And I can't stop. I'm not going like crazy, but like I'll hold it in and I'm like, all right. And then I'll be like, I'll do this where I'm like, one more good loud one, I should be good. And I'm like, and then I'm like, shit, I got to do it again. And I kept doing this. The lady, I'm in the middle seat. I can't even discuss this. I haven't had the middle seat. I don't know how long. Wow. So, bro, it ruined my whole trip when I was away, knowing I had the middle seat for 4 hours. So anyway, the woman to my right taps me. I got the headphones on, and she goes, for you, and she offers me 2 halls in the wrapper. Now, I guess my first question to you is, how do you feel have you ever had that, like if you're sneezing and someone offers you a handkerchief, have you ever had someone give you what they think you need? I find it very, at first I was offended, in my head, like, the fuck, lady, I get what I need if I know what but I had that in my head for like 2 seconds, like, what do you think, I'm 2, honey? And then I go, okay, thank you, but I only take 1. I don't want her to think, I just need 1. It's a tickle, honey. I mean, what do you think you're dealing with here? So I take it and I suck on it, and I've like the first couple of minutes, I'm like, I'm still going to bang out a cough. Everybody get ready, But halfway through, it really started to work. So couple questions here, because now I was like, damn, 1 more would really tighten me up. I was talking to Jackie about it, and she goes, you can't do the ask again. The ask back. You can't do the ask back.
So you offered 2, you take 1, now you want the other 1. and you think it's rude to go, excuse me, you know what? Actually, do you have that other Halls that really tasted good, or you can't do that?
And I knew she had it because she wasn't eating Halls. So it's not like, she had it and maybe that was the last one. She put it back in a bag. So, and it's technically she was already willing to give it up.
Well, here's one for you. I'll take another layer to this.
Please.
Did the Halls come out of the sleeve that they're bought in, or a bag, or is this two kind of loose Halls that she got out of her purse? How was it presented to you?
They were presented in the palm of a hand, but they were two totally twist wrapped from a bigger bag. And I tell you, man, if somebody had to give me mouth to mouth on that plane, this was the most normal woman. You know what I'm saying? If I was dying, very normal lady. I'd eat an apple from her if I was hungry. Yeah.
Okay. So I think it's okay to go back in for the ask on the second if you phrase it properly. If you say, "Oh my God, that was delicious," and I didn't know how whatever.
My God, what a guy! That's a little.
What do you mean, this guy?
Bro.
You want? Listen,
the Halls was delicious. I never had a Halls beer.
Oh my God, what is this?
Was that cherry?
I never had that flavor before. No, I mean, I think you could go up to her and say, "Hey, listen, that really helped. I would love another one. If you still got it."
What if she said, "I do, but not to split hairs, but I haven't heard you cough in like 25 minutes."
So you think everybody on the plane was going, okay, minute and a half in between coughs with this guy? Because I would be doing that. I would be timing your cough. Okay, if you came on my plane and you were coughing like that, right away I go, here we go, this fucking guy. Right away I'd be upset.
Coughing, sweating, middle seat. I mean, white trash coming in. If I smelled like Marlboros, I would have had the hat trick plus bonus, right?
Man. God.
So, and then so I think that everyone else was aware when I was eating the Halls. They were all hoping it would work. My coughing was bothering me, man. And it was that before you take off, so you don't have any water, and so I can't get water till we level out, trying to create water in my mouth. You ever do that? Oh, yeah. That's a joke. That's like fanning yourself. That shit don't work. Lou, what was I going to say? How was Pearl Jam in Amsterdam, though? I wanted to know that.
Pearl Jam was great. Saw them 3 times. They're getting a little older. Like after the third show, Eddie had to cancel his next 2 shows because he blew out his voice. He totally lost it.
Wow. So do you think the days of you following them around are wrapping up? Wow.
I mean, I think they're numbered. I mean, it's the shows get shorter and shorter, and the guys are getting older, but the problem is Eddie smokes Indian cigarettes, and he drinks 2 bottles of wine each show. You can't just do that at 54 years old.
All right. Wow.
Well, on stage or prior to getting on stage?
On stage.
So he's just he's got wine on a stool that he's pouring, or does it just come out of the back somewhere?
He drinks it right out of the bottle.
Right out of the bottle?
Yeah, like a real man.
Rock and roll.
Wow. That's heavy, man.
Greek God.
Even flow.
Okay, so we're at the red light district, and my platonic friend Amanda says, I was just kidding, right? We're not really going in. And I said, what if I want to go in? And I think I said, do you think it's disgusting if a person pays for sex? And she says,
We interrupt this broadcast to give J.J. Watt some relief. Our sources say that he is listening, and we can confirm that it is disturbing to him to hear about a sexualized DJ Lou.
Yeah, the one advertisement you guys have had in the last 2 years, and never even got anything from it.
Yeah,
other
we were
than those
locked in with
advertisements
those.
Lou was doing for the exotic stores at one time.
What?
Oh, wow. Man, I had no idea.
You want one of the most awkward 5 minutes of your life. Go back and find those.
Oh, my God. I'm going to find it. I can't believe you were listening to that.
You're welcome, Mr. Watt, and enjoy your workout. Now back to The Pete and Sebastian Show.
I gotta tell you, man, you gotta give it to Lana for this Father's Day. I got like a photo album, one of those ones that you can make on Apple. Like it's like a hardcover photo album.
Yeah.
And it was from Serafina. And, like my wife obviously made it. And then it was like a nice little, the front page of the book had like a little thing like, thank you for being my daddy. You're such a nice daddy. You really helped me with it. And I was bawling. Fucking bawling.
Yeah. Nice,
I'm telling you, man. Wait till she starts telling me this stuff. Forget it. I'm done, man. I am done. But it was nice. Nice Father's Day. What did you end up doing for Father's Day?
Oh, man. I spent the day with the family. We hung out at the house. We played in the sprinkler. I said it on Instagram. We set up the sprinkler. I just said to Jackie, I just want to stay in the backyard. The house is looking beautiful. Just play with Sadie. And we're running through the sprinkler, laughing and hugging. And every time we'd stop to take a break to like have lunch or an ice pop, had to take the hose and rinse my chest hairs off my daughter.
Oh my God. What are you, shedding?
Yeah, I tell Jackie, she doesn't believe me. I shed in the summer. My body, like an animal, knows it's warm, so it lets out a little. And in the summer, when it gets down below 45, it starts to get a little more.
Holy shit.
They had the other day, today was the last day, but the other day they had Flag Day, right? So we go to the school, and they have a little parade, and all the pre-K kids come marching out with little patriotic hats on. And they all line up, and all the parents are there, and they sing a few patriotic songs. And the last one, and they only sing like 2 lines, if that, of every song. They learned 1 each month. And then the last one, you just got like 30 little boys and girls, all 4 and 5 years old, singing, "This land is your land, this land is my..." Bro, I had to take 3 steps back from the rest of the parents. And as they're singing, Jackie already knew. She turned around. She goes, "I knew it. You're crying."
Oh,
I couldn't. I'm like, everything going on with politics right now, it's just all simplified right here in a parking lot. 30 kids. Oh, it touched me, bro.
Man, it's good to see you got some emotion in that hairless body of yours. For Father's Day, I had my father here. He came out from Chicago, and it was his birthday, same day as Father's Day.
Nice.
So we hired these 2 guys that own a restaurant out here in L.A. to come make pizza, right?
Cool.
Now, do you make pizza at the house?
Yes.
Okay. Put it in the oven?
Sometimes on the barbecue.
Okay. This is my pitch for the week. Again, not a paid sponsor, but if you are looking for a pizza oven that's portable, Blackstone makes an amazing pizza oven that you could put in your backyard. It's on wheels, so if you want to store it on the side of your house, in the garage, and then take it out when you're going to make the pizza, 2 minutes to make a pizza. Damn thing goes up to, I think, 1,100 degrees.
Wow.
This thing was at 900.
Cremate a body in this thing, man.
Oh, my God, bro. You got to get it. It's on Amazon. It's like $350. If you're into making pizza and you're looking for a great pizza oven, I highly recommend Blackstone. Go on Amazon. They are there. And these guys are from Napoli. Came here, I don't know, 7 years ago. And they know their shit. They know their pizza. And they said this is one of the best. Again, not a paid advertisement.
No.
You know we haven't made a dime really on this show.
It's been a long time since White Cloud. Before I pull the plug on this oven you're talking about, I might get it in my next Rob Weiss package, so I have to hold up. I can leave you. Guys. Hold on, I want to leave you with just the little cliffhanger, as we like to do. Kicking it old school here. I got so patriotic after the song. Jackie and I went out today. I'll keep you posted. I got a white trash story with a Craigslist guy. I'll tell you next week with camper shopping. We're trying to find a pop-up camper. We're going next week, and we want to go to camp. No more tent. I'm stepping it up to white trash a bit. I'm going with a pop-up camper.
Wow, man. That's trash.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You should have saw the one I saw today. All right, but I'll save it for next week. I know we got to roll.
Let me plug some dates here.
September 8th, love it.
September 8th at the Greek Theater in L.A.
Dude, awesome. The outdoor one?
Outdoor. Have you been there?
Well, I mean, no. I've driven by in the park hanging out and shit. So cool, man.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. That's going to be really cool. Outdoor amphitheater in Los Angeles. September 13th, Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center in Philly. September 14th, Wilkes Barre, Kirby Center for Performing Arts. And I'll be in Albany September 15th at the Palace Theater in Albany. Get your tickets at SebastianLive.com.
Dude. I'll be in Albany as the show airs. I'm going to Albany Funny Bone, last minute playing there this weekend. So if you happen to be in Albany now. And then Comedy Connection, August 3rd and 4th. Borgata, July 13th, Music Box Theater in Atlantic City. And go to PeteCorreale.com. I'm doing the Instagram now and Twitter. So if you reach out to me on Facebook, I am getting back to you pretty quick. And Sebastian, Lou, great hanging with you guys.
Pete is up on Instagram. If you haven't followed him, follow him. What's your handle? Do you know? Like, what's your?
I just thought it was my name, right? Pete Correale. I can tell.
Well,
you, right?
it should be at. Maybe it's at Pete Correale. Anyway, look at Pete Correale's Instagram. He's up on there. So that's that, guys. I am off, and we will see you next week on the Pete and Sebastian Show.
The show has ended.
A bunch of episodes ago, you were thinking about starting to smoke cigarettes. You should rethink that guy.
I know, bro.
Step out for the smoke. They're like, this guy's so cool. And instead, they're like, look at them. He's just lonely in the corner eating chips and shit.